And we're live. Yay! Hello everyone.
Hello, hi everyone,
Vinati here, and
and
we've got Rashmi that way. Oh,
this
this
is
way.
Rashmi. Yeah, we are talking about Preptober and NaNoWriMo today.
Yep.
Anyone
Let's.
join?
I'll have to get my phone to check because hold on. It's here, right?
Mhm.
Because it's 4 o'clock. I don't really know because people might be at work, but the lives are available after they stream as well. So maybe if those who are interested kind of missed
Oh,
it.
we could have chosen a different time.
No, because if we choose a different time, what would happen is again, as I said, my laptop, TV, uh, other laptops, other mobiles, they'll all accept piggyback on the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi becomes so insufferably slow that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got 6 people with us, which is
Oh
fantastic.
wow, wonderful, wonderful.
Hello everyone. So
Hi
sorry it took me
everyone.
so long to check. But yeah. So we're going to discuss a very key tenet to what is NaNoWriMo or the National Novel Writing Month of 2020. This has been happening for more than a decade now, wherein people take uh, one specific month and just pull a Stephen King, which is write so much that you get a novel at the end of a month, you know, like at least the skeletons, the bare bones. So I
Yes.
personally began doing NaNoWriMo after seeing a post of Rashmi last year on November 1st of all days. And so Preptober is my first time. This is my first Preptober, even if it's not my
Okay,
first.
Preptober is not a big deal. Preptober is actually preparation in October for November. Okay, so it's not a very big deal. I mean, people do it, some people don't do it, some people pass it off, some people, those who have plots in their mind or the book idea in their mind already, they would have a lot of things already in their mind decided. So it's just, NaNoWriMo and Preptober. Preptober is not a compulsory thing to do, but it is good if you do it. Okay,
Exactly.
so those who haven't heard of NaNoWriMo, it started I think in 1999. So it's like more than 2 decades. That's what I remember exactly. But I may need to, recheck the facts. And it started I think in US, but now it's a global event, and we have unluckily we have only 30 days in November, and every November I always think yaar ek din aur mil jata. I just hope there was 31 days in November, so it would have been one extra day. But see, the idea of NaNoWriMo is if you have some story in your mind. Okay, you just write it down. Whether you write it in a laptop, people write it in mobiles also, those who are traveling, who are working very hard in office, who have busy life, or some people even write it down in notebook, diaries and all. So that's okay. Lot of people rewrite again their book after NaNoWriMo because those who don't prepare or those who are not very clear in their mind about their plots or their idea of the book or whatever they are doing, they just dump their idea. They just brain dump everything on the paper or laptop, and then they you know figure out what is wrong, what is right, what is missing, what they need to research, and then they start again from the scratch and whatever suits. I mean, there is no right or wrong about NaNoWriMo or about writing book in 1 month. Okay, and for that, if we do Preptober, it is really very good. And you don't need to slog in Preptober or in October for preparation. All you need to do is, if you already have an idea, you just need to prepare an outline, simple outline. Like, I'm a fiction writer. I don't write non-fic book, so Binti can tell you better on that part. But probably what you need to do in any kind of book you are writing is just have your idea, take an Excel sheet or a Word document or whatever you prefer to jot down your notes, make an outline, decide chapters, like mostly. 10, 20, 30 chapters, whatever you want to have in your book. Divide your chapters into scenes. So this is what your outline is. And it is very good if you, in your outline, you decide what is the basic thing that will be happening in your scene, in your chapter. And there is really no hard and fast rule to have 30 chapters, 20 chapters. You can have as big as a book with 50 chapters, very small chapters, or as small as 20 chapters with longer length. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule, there is no rule of thumb for any of these. And even not necessarily you have to divide in scenes, but it is good if you know, divide into smaller fragments. That gives you clarity. What I do in Preptober, okay, I don't do Preptober. Honestly, in the first year, I started NaNoWriMo in 2018, and I got to know about NaNoWriMo on 27th or 28th of October, and I just had 3 4 days in my hands to prepare. So I didn't prepare at all. I just thought, should I do, should I not do? The whole 3 4 days I had in October, they went into deciding should I or should not I. But thankfully, I had an outline in a Word document. Okay, so the idea which was there in my mind, it was already there in a Word document for a very long time, like 6 7 months. Okay, so that helped me as a outline. I jotted down so many things in a notebook. I scribbled in one diary, one notebook, a few sticky notes. So that was my kind of outlining going on along with writing in November. That was a very big mistake I did at that time, but I still managed to log 62,000 words in 24 days. And
Okay.
sorry, that I logged my 50,000 word in on 22nd day, and after that, I think I wrote 62,000 words total. Okay, and last year I was traveling for almost half of the November, so I wrote 30,000 more words, 32,000 more words into the previous year's novel. So that is all. But this year I decided I will do a proper Preptober. So what you need to do in Preptober is you have to have an outline. Okay. Now it is good idea to have your character sketches ready. Now when I say sketches, it doesn't mean some picture or a caricature or a cartoon. It means how your character looks like on your in your book. Okay. So basically when you decide on for your character, you have to decide the gender. You have to decide mainly 2 to 3 characters. One is the protagonist, the hero of your book, or heroine, and the antagonist, the villain. So usually these are two main characters you can have. If it's a romance book, you can have 2 main characters and one or two antagonists, and there would be supporting characters, or we call them minor characters, their parents, their friends, their co-workers, something like that. So it is good to have characters ready. And when I say characters, I mean you need to have ASL, age, sex, location, where they live, their education, okay, and their profession, whether they're working right now or they're studying in college, university, whatever they're in school, if it's a young adult fiction, and what are their plans for the future, what do they aspire to do. So all these, basic physical traits, their height, their hair color of skin, eye color, what kind of dresses they prefer, what are their hobbies, interests, do they have any past breakups, do they have, okay, the past is very important, because what a character does in a novel is mostly driven by the past. Like um, a, a very cliche example, but if you go to 50 Shades of Grey, right? In E.L. James' novel, whatever is Grey doing, he has a reason to do it. A very deep rooted psychological, mental, physical problem he has faced in his past. So, whatever he does, right now in the present, or he is going to do in the future, is driven from his past. It is very unlikely that a character is doing something because they don't have anything related to the past, but that can happen. I mean, there is no, as I said, thumb of rule, right? So, and then you have to define the backstories of your characters. Let's say if somebody is a serial killer, why is he serial killer? What drives him to be a serial killer, right? So they may have some reason. Out of whim, nobody is going to murder five people in the same way, right? Correct. Um, I don't really, I don't really know if somebody has done it. Okay, and then if you're writing a fantasy or you're writing a sci-fi, uh, or a dystopian novel where you have something not related to our current world, right? Like in Harry Potter, you will see there is so much going on in the magical world in Hogwarts, right? So you in a sorry,
I just said that you need to have your characters and your plot kind of linked together like a
right?
storyboard. Your storyboard needs to be there. Otherwise,
Storyboard,
you'll get
yes.
stumbled.
Yeah, so these are small things you need to prepare in Preptober. You need to define what kind of that's called setting or world building. World building is basically part of SFF, science fiction, or your magical realism realm, and fantasy, these kind of things, supernatural or Middle Earth. So these are genres which needs you, which ask you to define your settings, your world building. So if your world building is not correct, your story may not move, or it will have lots of loopholes. Anyway, loopholes can always be fixed later. But I'm talking only about what we should do, what we should do in October. Okay, and if you are not sure of your ending, don't make it stop there. I was not sure of my ending until last year. It might change anytime, right? Until I release it, until it goes into publication. So when I started writing in 2018, I was not at all aware of how my ending should be. I knew what it should be, but how it should be, I didn't know. Where it should go, how it should happen, I had no idea. And that happened after a year. Okay, I got the idea after a year. So anything for which you're not aware, don't let it stop you in doing Preptober. Again, these are about your story. Now, if I'm taking a break in November from almost all the projects because I need to concentrate on NaNoWriMo. Okay, but if you cannot take a break, if you want to do book, you want to write book, but you don't want to take a break, you would feel you don't have time, and 50,000 words look daunting. It looks complex. It looks difficult, right? So for that, you have to, if you say 50,000 words, you will see that you on a daily basis you have to write 1667 words, right? And Saturdays and Sundays, if you have off, you can do more. So you have to draw a plan on. You have to write on a fixed time that will be motivating for you. What I do usually is we have Facebook groups of NaNoWriMo in India. Every country has their lot of groups, so probably you can join from your country's group in Facebook, or you can join the global NaNoWriMo group. But what happens in Indian NaNoWriMo group is there are four people who are municipal license MLs. Okay, so they run sprints. So somebody runs a sprint at 11 o'clock in the morning, somebody does at 3 o'clock, somebody does at 8 o'clock in the morning, somebody does it early morning, like people who are working in second shifts, or people who start work at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, they can write in the morning shift, right? So they can join any of the sprints, and you can join daily for 1 hour, and you can write easily 1,000 words in one sprint. That is my experience. But you have to still write 667 words, right, every day. And if you don't write for 5 days, or if you skip any single day, you will have lots of pile up. So try to join two sessions, or try to make yourself. I mean, I'm not saying join the group always. You can decide 2 hours or 1.5 hours every day for yourself, and just write them. Write whatever comes to your mind according to your outline. Okay, I've talked enough.
I no, no, no. I was just letting you go for it because essentially you have the experience, and mostly NaNoWriMo I feel would be more effective for non-fiction because for fiction, because fiction is one of those things that requires planning, right? With non-fiction you need research. With fiction,
Right.
however, you need to have like a plot that doesn't exist on paper, just exists in your dreams or in your head.
Hmm.
So in that case, if you have like something prepared, if you have something prepared properly, it would help. And I'll share my experience about that because last year, as I said, I didn't have anything prepared, but I had an idea. I had an idea which I was supposed to work on this year as well, but I don't think I'm going to do it because I'm still the amount of preparation required and the amount of time that I have, I'm very confident that I'm going to have to re-edit everything as a painstakingly and like don't go. I don't have time for that. So that is why this year's NaNoWriMo I'm thinking on a non-fiction route. But again, with fiction, I think if you want to write fiction, you need to have a plan in place. And if without a plan, what could happen is what happened with me last year, which was my sci-fi had like uh, not like a alternate world type situation. It was just a space launch. Okay, so and
Hmm.
a satellite goes out and stuff happens, right? And describing these processes, that is where the research can come into play. But you can't just describe a space launch, earth, space, uh, some explosions or whatever.
Hmm.
You can't do that for 50,000 words.
Okay,
So
so what people do is, like, there are some things you definitely need to research in fiction also. Okay, like something like, if a murder happens and the killer kills with a gun, you need to understand the working of the gun. Or let's say the murder has happened and you have written the scene. Now the police is investigating the scene or investigating the crime. For that you need to understand the whole anatomy of, how investigation happens. And every country will have a different, police department. Usually in US they will have PI, but in India they have inspector, IG, DCP, CP, commissioner, and all that, right? Or sub inspector or a private detective kind of thing. So anything which needs too much of research, if you have a plan in place in October, you would know where your research is needed. You can do it in October. But a very good thing that you can do is, you don't really need to write everything sequentially, or you don't really need to write everything. Okay, I I have written, simply in tell and tell, without any show, some of the scenes which I am not sure how is this going to happen. Okay, like if my heroine is fighting with the another lady who is ex of her husband, I don't know how they are going to react or how they are going to fight. They might fight with, words. They might fight with hands. They might do. I mean, they can do a lot of ways to fight, right? So I did not know at that time. So I just, I wrote that something happens, they fight. That's it. My whole scene is done. So wherever you are uh, roadblock, if you have a hurdle in proceeding, don't stop there. Just simply make a note that you have to do a research over here in your document, or whichever you are using, a notebook, a document, or a software. Just make a note over there that I have to do a research here. Okay, even in fact it's been 2 years and till now I'm not sure. I'm not able to define my hero, not hero actually, um, my protagonist's husband. Okay, and he has a key role in the book. So till now I am not able to define him. I don't get the picture in my mind when I think about him. When I see him, I just see a tall, fair, handsome man, um who is running a financial firm or something like that. Okay, that's it. Nothing much comes to my mind. I know his past. I know how his yes, Night Circle was written in NaNoWriMo, and it is amazing book. Amazing. I don't know why people don't talk about this book often, but it is one of the best book I have written. I have read recently. Okay, because the imagery in the book is awesome. Okay, so coming back to NaNoWriMo, if you are stuck anywhere, you don't need to remain stuck. Go on, move on. And there is really no need to write in sequence. If you know the ending, write it down. You might be able to log 5,000 words. If you know the middle, write it down. And if you have the outline, you would have scenes, right? So write first scene of the chapter and of first chapter and last scene of the second chapter. Wherever you have clarity, just write it down. So that way, you will have your book ready in bits and chunks. You will at least have some idea. And actually, NaNoWriMo doesn't start with the idea of writing a book per se. NaNoWriMo is mainly for those people who want to write but they're not in a habit of writing. People like you and me, we are in the habit of writing. Okay, so it is not daunting for us to log 5,000 words if we don't do anything else. Like, I'm not going to do anything else. I have some plans of reworking on the previous projects or some other projects, but yes, talking about 2020, I'm not going to work in any of the client projects as of now. Okay, so that way I'll be able to definitely, if something unexpected doesn't happen, of course. Okay, but the idea of NaNoWriMo is there are lots of people who want to write, who have a story in their mind, and they always think, यार एक दिन एक book लिखनी है मुझे. I don't know when, but एक दिन एक book लिखनी है. I want to write a book one day. I want to have my name on a book cover. So you cannot, just pick up the pen and start writing. So NaNoWriMo is to bring in the habit of writing daily. Imagine if you're writing 1,500 words daily. Okay, you get into the habit of writing every day, whether you are sick, whether you are not able to, whether you have a writer block. Cliche. I don't believe in writer block, to be honest, because you can have an idea block. If, let's say, I'm writing a story about an alien, I can have a block about how to write that story. But there would be a lot of other things I can write about it. I can write about my kid. I can write about data analytics. I can write about NaNoWriMo. I can write about how I'm planning to write in NaNoWriMo. Right? So you may have a block of ideas. You may not be able to proceed with a particular idea, but you cannot have a writer block. And imagine if you write 1,000 words, even just 1,000 words every day, you'll have 30,000 words in a month, right? So the idea is to get into the practice of writing, habit of writing, no procrastination, even if you are sick, even if you have some urgent work, cleaning, cooking, taking care of child. No, you have to write every day.
And to this,
And
I can say you can learn to multitask in the sense that you don't just have to type. You can use speech to text. You can just
exactly,
record yourself and then convert your recording into transcripts. Your writing would be done for you. The point is words. What medium you use to generate the words, that is up
yes.
to you. Okay?
Yeah, so that
So
is the new practice that has come into picture, and I'm not going to say it is bad or good or whatever. Whatever suits you, whatever suits me, whatever suits anybody. I know one person who has been writing in NaNoWriMo for past 8 9 years, and he finishes his book in 7 days every year because he is using Dragon software. Okay, so what he does is he takes one full week off in his office from his office. He locks his room, start using Dragon software. It's a very popular text to speech conversion software, and it doesn't have a free version, unfortunately. And so imagine 50,000 words if he has to log. He's writing probably how many? 7, 8,000 every day. No one can write that much, right? So he is using Dragon software, and he locks himself in the room for 3 4 hours, and he takes a break after every session. I don't exactly know how he does it, but after 1 week he has his manuscript in hand, at least the first draft. And you know editing is very hard, very complex, very tough. But before you can edit only when you have something in hand, right? So treat your NaNoWriMo as a playground. That's what I call it as a playground.
Got it.
Binti, you wanted to say?
Yeah, like the thing that, because I know that there's a lot of judgment about speech to text in that. Speech to text is one of the most common formats of writing, in the sense that if you look at how actual journalists, not all this masala crap we see on TV,
Mm-hmm.
actual journalists, this is how they actually work. They've got recorders, okay, and
Hmm.
when they go to their source, or when they are thinking of, when they're working on some opinion piece, you will see them record themselves, and then when they sit to write, they play those recordings back, and they pick and choose. So
Okay.
speech to text has been around forever. It is one of the oldest, most predominant forms of writing methodology that exists. What didn't exist was uh, direct transcripts being created as you speak, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you have virtual assistants like what's the one for Google called? No, Alexa is Amazon, right?
Siri,
The
Siri.
Siri is Apple.
No,
The
no.
Google
Google
Assistant, I
Home,
guess. Okay,
Google
Google
Assistant. Yeah.
Assistant. So if you have Google Assistant, or if you have Siri, or if you have Alexa, if you keep talking to these softwares, they learn. In my experience, I use Siri a lot, and Siri
Mm-hmm.
gets my accent. So I am a Gujarati. Gujarati people have problems with the word. Not all of them, but some of them have a problem with sh sounds, because our Gujarati
Okay.
has sound for the sh sound. So
Mm-hmm.
if I say,
So
when
there
I'm
is
supposed to
S.
say shiny, will come out as shiny. Okay?
Oh,
Because
that's very very common in North India and Central India belt. Okay, in Chhattisgarh, in MP, in UP, everybody calls me Rasmi, not Rashmi. So I mean almost everyone. So it is very very common nowadays. Everybody has understood this thing that it's not school, it's school, and it's not.
yeah,
There is a
that's
difference
not
between.
really a problem. People are judgmental about these things, but I don't think people go out and do it on purpose. It's just how, uh,
Hmm.
based on our conditioning since we are a kid, there
Right.
are certain sounds we cannot make. We can try our best, but like somehow we fail at it. So as I was saying, the word, somehow, if I'm speaking very quickly, to this date, I will have shiny की जगह पे shiny come out. And
Okay.
Siri knows. Okay, she knows mine is a girl. That's why I say she. She knows that this one has said word in Gujarati accent, and she fixes it. So if you
Okay.
train your digital assistants properly, Google Documents has a great transcribing tool. Now MS Word, in the latest update that came, also has a transcribing tool. They used to have a transcribing tool which was not that great, but the new one that has
It's
come
not
up
good.
is,
The Cortana is not good.
no, no, no.
Which
That's what I'm
version is
saying.
that?
The new, I don't know the latest update that rolled out. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when it rolled out, but last month is when my laptop went into mega update mode. And after that, I
Okay.
got that transcribing tool. Like there's an option with a mic and transcribe written under it directly. So if you have troubles writing, in the sense going tick 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 tick, because if you are a writer,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably doing the tick tick thing throughout the day for your clients. At the end of the day, you're probably tired, your fingers hurt or whatever it is. And if you are like me and you don't really have problem making verbose statements out loud, so what you could do is you could just let it go. Added advantage of that is your draft will be conversational, as in it won't be difficult to read. Your readability thing will sort of adjust on its own in a way, which you can then refine when you're editing. But yeah,
Hmm.
there are so many uh, sort of things that you could do. You could use softwares. Rashmi, tell us about that software.
I I just pinged you. Okay,
Yes.
because I cannot type on the screen which you do with the
I'll put the banner
yeah.
up. Yeah, I'll
So
put the banner.
this is a website called speechnotes.co. I have tried it, but then somehow it needs time to tune your voice into it, so I don't use it. But you can do it. Then again, I tried to, train Cortana, but it didn't work out for me. It was just checking 10% of the words properly, but one note, okay, that blue, purple icon thing, one note, it's speech to speech to text conversion is very good. Okay, it is very good. Somehow, I keep pushing this practice of doing it at the back burner. That's why it is not happening for me. But I've been trying to also use such software so that I can write more, do more, because I call myself slow writer. I get lost into research. That's the
Hmm.
problem. If I have to write something on predictive analytics, I keep on, reading and I get lost. So basically it delays the deadline, or I have to be on my toes for my deadlines. That's the only thing. That is why I wanted to have speech to text conversion software. So I tried speech notes, but everything needs practice, which I don't do honestly. And OneNote is good. You can actually see 85% correct words in OneNote. So OneNote is good in that way, and it is far easier than your Cortana.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
and so anybody who knows a good text conversion software, please leave the name in the comment. I would love to try it. Sometime. Okay, my mouse is not working. Okay, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ankit joined
So
us. Hi, Ankit.
okay. So I put the way you could use Google Documents. Google Documents is free, and if you use very predominant languages, it will also do
Mm-hmm.
translation for you. So,
Oh.
I sometimes do Japanese to English transcripts and translate both via Google
Mm-hmm.
Documents. Because while I understand Japanese, I'm still slow. When I have bulk work, I use Google Documents and it does a fantastic job. Again, you need
Okay.
to enable voice recognition and all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
get used to it. It will take 10-15 days to start working seamlessly. But once it does, you have nothing, nothing at all, which is going to kind of confuse it in terms of accent. And when you have to give it names, just go type uh, XYLOPING, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it will type it, and then in the voice recognition, uh, cue that XYLOPING is called chping or something like that. So every time you say
Mm-hmm.
chping, it's going to give that spelling. So these are
Oh,
like very specific.
machine learning.
Yeah, exactly. But on a very discount and a very basal level. But
So
still.
this is you are talking about Google Docs.
Yes, yes, because Google Docs is something that everyone has access to for free. So
I
they
tried
can.
Google Docs speech to text conversion a few times for some of my stories. It didn't work out for me, so I left it there itself. But probably there
Okay,
have
yeah,
been
another tip I forgot
improvements.
to mention. Google by default is in American English.
Hmm.
So you'll have to go to the settings and change the language to Indian English. English bracket India.
Okay. Okay, maybe.
So
Yeah, I think I have tried that. Even I have tried Hindi voice to text, and it didn't work for me. Probably my voice is not that clear. Anyway,
I mean,
so
these things are very up in
this
the air,
topic,
technology.
yeah, this topic may need another, session from you, Binti,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
because
I wouldn't mind if people want speech to text lessons because speech to text is very useful because I think number one job of writers is concepts and ideas, not how much you
right,
typed or how much you wrote in longhand. Because there was a time
exactly,
people used to write in longhand, right? Our thing is you have to have an idea which hooks people and forces them to read from the first line to the last and makes them go, oh, I want more.
right,
So
right. And in fact, when I'm writing content per se for my clients, the technical content or HR based or whatever, writing that is not a problem. But when it comes to long stories, I have so many things to write, but then after a while, the fingers start screaming, "Rahm karo, baksh do," and just get lost.
yes.
So for that kind of thing, I definitely want to try such softwares.
Yeah, I'll
So
also put a banner for what you could do for Microsoft Word as well. But coming back to Preptober, see again, even if you use speech to text to type or you use write, if you have nothing to write, in the sense you'll, as I said, you'll have a vague concept, but you can't stretch vague concept to 50,000 words. Then it becomes very
right,
forced, it becomes very fake. But if you have a storyboard, if you have an outline, NaNoWriMo's official website has like a 101 guide that you could check out, right? You can connect with Rashmi, and Rashmi is very helpful when it comes to these things, like unbelievably helpful.
oh,
Sometimes I wonder, like seriously, please be. I'm not just saying that because you agreed to come on this live and everything. You're very helpful in the sense that new writers
hmm.
into fiction would get dissuaded very quickly, specifically when they're coming from non-fiction. But you didn't let that happen for me. You gave me these weird, small, small tips. You gave me a lot of help in that regard. And that is how I've been able to snag like a little book deal for myself, which I'll be working on soon. So
Oh wow,
I did tell you, right? The last year wala idea is what I got the deal for.
oh,
So exactly. All you
congratulations.
thank you so much. But yeah, long way to go for it to actually become a reality. But all you need to do is you need to come up with some idea. Okay, like on a face value, your idea is not going to be revolutionary in that regard. Key you will have some idea and your head is immediately going to you know echo back with array somebody else has already written it. Maybe somebody else might have written about it but the way you go about a concept could be entirely different, right?
See, your
So
story is your story. Even if it has been written by somebody, you will definitely have something different into it. Like you crime thrillers, or let's say fantasy. So what do you think about fantasy? There are gigantic novels. There are novels which, they are like the epitome of fantasy. Harry Potter, and then Lord of the Rings. Some like, I mean, there are so many books. But then if you want to write fantasy, you can definitely have something to add, right?
yeah, yeah.
Your story is your story. That's why you are writing it, right?
I'll
And
give you another
trust me,
very random example about this. Remind me once you're done. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
no problem. Go on, go on.
So there's this book, okay? If you don't have ideas, what you could do is you could tap into your passions. Again, this is not us telling you to compulsorily do NaNoWriMo, okay? This is just if you want to test yourself as a writer, if you want to see whether you're capable enough to, kind of churn out a novel. There's this book. It's a brilliant book called The Years of Rice and Salt by Robinson Kim Stanley. And what the book has done is it has imagined what would have happened if uh, Christianity didn't come to Europe. Again, this is not a fiction book. This is non-fiction book. In the sense that it is non-fiction, but then it goes into speculation, so it becomes fiction. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then the book goes into if Christianity hadn't been in Europe when the Black Plague hit, and then it goes into the scenarios that would happen in the absence of like a monotheistic religion which kind of forced people indoors, the Roman Catholic Church kind of made people quarantine. So, in the absence of that, what do you think would have happened? Like, of course, a lot of people would have died, a lot more than they already did. And that is the concept. That is a non-fiction context that has been taken and explored as an alternative line and turned into fiction by this writer in this book referred to as the Years of Rice and Salt. So, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
really have unique ideas in the sense that you don't have a Harry Potter in your life in terms of ideas, but you have some ideas, you have some speculations. That is the beauty of speculations. Like what would have happened if Rosa Parks never got up on that of that bus? Would the Montgomery bus riots happen? You could probably say no, they wouldn't have happened, and then you could have export suffrage and all of that accordingly. You could take so many characters from mythology. Again, India has so many writers now who are doing that. You have writers who are creating alternative non-mythology narratives around our deities, right? You have
Right,
writers who
right.
are exploring the mind space of uh, characters like Sita, who's not a main character, but still she was a character, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
generating books that are selling like hotcakes. So
Right,
if
right, right. I mean,
if you
Sita
go
is still very famous. Sita is still the goddess, but nobody has thought somebody would write a book on Karn's wife, right? Karna's wife.
Of course,
Um,
exactly,
and there
exactly.
is a book on Sumitra also. Okay,
Yes,
and so stories like this, which people know about but haven't read, they are very sellable items, and not in terms of sellability, but then if the story needs to go out, it should go out, right?
exactly, exactly. And I don't have ideas is a very weak excuse to not write. This is what I get, when people legit come to the DMs and demand help. Give me writing jobs, I need writing, etc., etc.
Mhm.
You have to kind of, put in the work. You have to come up with ideas, and you can't just sit and say, Array, I am having writer's block, so I can't write. That is the laziest excuse in the book. Okay, you have to sort of
So,
come up.
so you have internet at your disposal. You know the book that I am
Exactly.
planning to write, the story that I'm planning to write this November. It's a thriller again, a thriller mystery kind of book so far, and there was some incident that happened somewhere in the world where a child was kidnapped and his parents were divorced and things happened. I mean, I can't tell all those things now, but that is just that inspired me to write this book, and that
Right.
idea is now a very big idea. I mean, the part that I read somewhere, and it's a real life incident, so that part which happened is just one part of the story now. So, you add your own layers, you add your own characters, your um, life experiences, or whatever you have read. Okay. So, and again, it is not at all needed to write a fiction in
Yeah.
NaNoWriMo. Last year, I had this idea that I will write an anthology of 15 to 20 stories on a theme. You can do that. You have 30 days. Say your story is 4,000 words long and you plan to write 10 stories or 12 stories. So your book is almost 45,000 words, right? That is a very good length for an anthology to sell. Now, 3,000 to 4,000 words are sweet spot for short stories. My stories go sometimes beyond 5,000 also, but it's very difficult to, compact them in such categories of words. But then if you do not still have a theme for your novel or a fiction or a non-fiction book, what you can do is, like, few people have pinged me on LinkedIn and they said that they want to target social issues, they want to write about social issues. So I for such people, it's a very good idea. Pick up a theme, like you're going to target social issues on caste or religion. Okay, there is a social issue in India which is very prominent, is the skin color. Like, people are obsessed with fair skin in our country. For God's sake, come out of it. Somebody said when my daughter was just she was just 2 months, and I was attending my brother's marriage. So somebody said, सब कुछ बढ़िया है लेकिन ये लड़की तो काली है. So, so imagine a
You will
story
have
around
so
it.
many emotions around something like that, because whether you are light or dark, you have heard these comments all your life from someone. Even if you
Then
are
the,
light,
then
someone has said, "अरे आपकी नाक बड़ी है, आपके कान बड़े हैं."
Yeah,
You know,
right. So body shaming is very prevalent in India, very big problem. There are caste issues like the Hathras case. There is so much going on in politics right now in India. So pick something from a media house, write a story, and I'm sure if you write 10 stories, so 3 days, one story, you would have one anthology by the end of 30 days. Then take your time, edit it, and then send it out to to a publisher. Okay, so that was the idea I was thinking about last year, but then I was traveling for 15 days and I wanted to finish my novel because finally I got the ending. I had a little idea about the ending by that time, so I had to do it. And I didn't have much time last year, honestly, because I was going for a very big, grand, uh, big fat Indian wedding. So I had lots of preparation to do. Anyway,
yeah,
so this is another idea, like India has 28 to how many? 29 states right now in India after we got Telangana separated from Andhra. And now again the geography has changed with Leh, Ladakh and all. So you have, say you have 30 premises of 30 states. I'm not even counting union territories. You have 30 premises from 30 states. Go dig the history. What what is one, what should I say? What is one very prevalent um, cultural problem in Chhattisgarh? Okay, I talk about Chhattisgarh a lot because that's my native place. So don't mind that. I'm not at all, it's like I'm seasoned to talk about it and I bring it into my stories also at times. Or say Maharashtra. Okay, so whatever, there are festivals of every state, right? Then if there are festivals, there will be problems also, definitely, right? If you think about Diwali, there is a problem of noise pollution and air pollution. Then it's a 5 day rich long festival. So pick up the festivals, 10 festivals of India: Holi, Diwali, Christmas, New Year, Baisakhi, Eid, so many festivals. Spin a story around them. Or seasons, we have, basically in India we have summer season all the time, and whenever there is no summer season we have a little bit of winter and a little bit of monsoon. That's it. That is what I understand. So imagine about the seasons. You can write on seasons, or forget about those things. They get into complex themes.
not really. That's a good idea. I'll tell you what. There's this movie called Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind.
I know, I know.
If you look at that movie properly, technically it is showing like a normal human relationship, and the seasons are indicated by symbolism in Kate Winslet's hair, right? When they meet, it's
I don't
green.
remember. I watched it quite
When
long
they
back.
meet, it's in spring. When they start falling in love, it's red, passion. When they go into the obvious phase that most relationships go into, autumn, it turns orangish. And then
Mhm.
finally, when things start breaking down, it becomes blue. So even if you're not
Oh,
using seasons, use symbolism of seasons. Use
right, right.
symbolism from lives and create these parallel narratives that are going to make your readers go, oh, stuff like that. That is what you see.
Mhm.
There is so much inspiration in this world. Specifically, as Rashmi says, specifically thanks to the internet. We don't have to physically go to different locations to experience these things.
Right,
We just
right,
look at something. And if Indian mythology is not your thing, check out Tiara Nog, check out Greek mythology, check out Japanese mythology, check out Nordic mythology. There is so much amazing cultural, historical, geographical, theological knowledge you can use. Okay, and
right.
think of some concept around it. You as I've been saying for the past, I think, week, emulate, don't imitate. Okay, just take
Right, right.
inspiration from ideas around you and spin it into a narrative that makes sense. And 50,000 words again sounds very daunting. Maybe I'm being smug, I don't know. But last year, just doing weird descriptions about all these uh, all these different aspects of the book that I'm working on, I was able to do 53,000, right? And while that is not significant, it's not that impossible as well. So, like, stop listening to people who are saying crap like a writer should not write more than 1,000 words a day. All of that. Writers can write as much or as little as they want. All you need is to be inspired enough to continue writing. That's it. That's all you need.
Right. So that's what the idea of NaNoWriMo is. You get into the practice of writing and you get into a practice so solid that even if you are, sick or traveling, you would still have your pen and paper with you, pen and a journal or a diary or a notebook with you, that you cannot stop yourself from writing. I mean, that doesn't happen with me, honestly, but then I would love to see myself into that place one day, sometime in the future. Okay, but this last week, including today, from last Monday, no, last 3 4, say 1st of October until today, it has been so productive. I've completed, I mean, I started four short stories. I completed two short story, edited one of them. I mean, edited one story, completed one story, and two stories are like 1,000 words already. So you just need to have some, topic in your mind. This reminds me, a friend of mine, she has a book called The Rainbow Housing Society. It's an anthology. It's an anthology of various stories only about a society called Rainbow Housing Society. So, and it's from the perspective of a dog. A dog, a stray dog, or a pet dog. I'm not sure. I haven't read that book yet. So, a dog is telling various stories about a society, its people, how they talk and how they live, and things that are happening in the society. So, think of an anthology. If you're not ready for a longer form of writing like a novel or a novella, think think of a anthology that has a theme. Okay, so right now, I just got one book called That One Goal or something like that. It's an anthology by five writers, and it's based on only one picture. So there is a girl running across in a ghagra with a white dupatta or something like that across a sea beach. Okay, on a sea beach, and so all the stories are based on that picture. So imagine if five writers think about one picture, there will be five different narratives, all entirely different. But because you're a single person, you may not be able to put in so much of differences and various narratives and various styles of story. So think of a theme. Okay, like, think of a profession. Like, I think in last live also we discussed this thing. So think of a profession. There is a gardener, so write a story about a gardener. Okay, write a story about a barber, write a story about an IT professional, or a writer, or a singer, a teacher, a milkman, a dhobi. So you just need a theme, and if you have 10 stories on a theme, your anthology will be ready. At least, I mean, first draft is ready. So it's a very good idea if you are not in for a very long form writing, which needs lots of character description, setting, world building, and there has to be consistency. There has to be harmony throughout the book, right? So a short story collection would be a very good idea from that perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thought that came into my mind last year itself is I am due to write a post on NaNoWriMo ideas for a year now. Okay, so think how much I'm delaying it. Actually, honestly, if something doesn't inspire, it's very difficult to write about that. But when I'm telling here, it is very interesting to discuss. So, if you want to start a blog, write 30 blogs, right? You have 30 days if you write 800 to 1000 words per day for
Yeah,
that
that's
particular blog.
what I'm doing this year. That's what I'm
Yeah, you
doing.
said that. Yeah, right. You said that. Okay. So you will have 30 blog posts in 1 month. And if you want to use it in your own blog or you want to use it as a guest post somewhere, you have 30 posts ready to send out to people. Right? Imagine how much networking you can do. But for all these things, you need to do a little preparation because writing one post per day is like, especially for the guest post, is not fruitful if you don't do proper research and write it properly with proper editing. So, in October, if you have for all the 30 days, if you have blog post ideas, what do you want to send out to people as a guest post? Or even if for your blog post, I mean, blog, right, what your blog niche is. If you are writing about technology, just pick up 30 topics and do a little bit of research, bookmark or make a Word document for every topic. Then, when November comes, you can expand those topics. So just start writing, and I'm sure within 1 hour, 1.5 hours, you would be able to do it. So by the end of 30 days, you would have a list of 30 good blog posts, right?
Pretty much,
So
yes.
next time when you think what should okay, I want to do NaNoWriMo, but I don't have anything to do. You have so many things. You have fiction, you have non-fiction, and then you have an anthology. You have guest blog posts. You have your own blog posts, right? So there are so many ideas you can do, and nobody is going to kill you if you don't complete 50,000 words. It's like you want to complete a project in 1 month, and you're doing it. Simple. Even if you write an anthology of 30,000 words, it is good to go. Honestly,
Yeah. And I think
because
another
I know.
go ahead.
No, I was just a summary. So go on.
What I was saying is another advantage of NaNoWriMo that you touched on is networking. Okay.
Right.
Now, while doing NaNoWriMo, again, I'm not on Facebook, so I won't be able to join the Rimo group this year. But then
Mm-hmm.
I was on Facebook last year, and I did see Rimo India group, and they were so helpful. Okay, I'm not even kidding. They were so encouraging. They were so helpful. So if you are down on inspiration, you have so many people, actual writers that you can network with, who are going to listen to your problems and give you a solution. And
Right.
you start building these relationships with people that you wouldn't have the, you could say, opportunity to communicate with otherwise. Like, you can't just randomly ping a writer and say, I'm a big fan of, like, you can, but then that is where the communication ends. But if you ask a specific advice regarding a shared experience that you're both going through, which could be NaNoWriMo, right? What happens is you network in the realest sense of the word network, not just connect for connect and like and
Yeah.
endorsement. Not that actual conversation types thing. And Rimo Group India also had some book agents, right? If I'm not wrong. So people were
Yes,
suggesting
but I
books,
don't. I
and
don't
stuff.
really want to talk on book agents because that is. I explored a little bit about them and it didn't go down well with me
Right.
because of the monetary
Of course.
involvement. they demand nowadays. So
Of course,
it's better, it's better to not discuss that point right now. But yes, there is a lot of gyan that goes into the Indian Rimo group, and it's called WRIMO, Rimo. That's it, or Rimo India, something like that. But if you search for it, you will get it. And they run a minimum of 4 sessions, 4 sprint of 1 hour every day. So just join one of them and you will know how it goes. They will give you prompts, they will ask you to come back to the Facebook group and uh, write your word count. You don't do that. I mean, you don't need to do that. It's not mandatory. You just sit with them together. You know, the kind of energy they pump into you, you'll definitely write something.
yeah.
And you know,
There
as a
is
first timer also itself, I logged in 62,000 words. 62,000 words बहुत होता है यार. It's a big thing, right?
yeah,
It's too novella.
and that is also Simon on the side of doing your actual work and doing the routine activities
Yes,
as well. So you
yes,
didn't do
and
sannyas and do that. You actually wrote 62,000 words while living your everyday routine life. So that is
And
something.
honestly, almost every year in November, Diwali falls. That's a very big showstopper. Not showstopper, that's a very big road blocker for me. Because, you know, we have to celebrate Diwali with all the cleaning, cooking, and blah, 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 blah. So, so subtract out 3 to 4 days into that. But then still, it is a good feeling, you know, that when you think you have something written. So, talking about, I am sure if 50,000 looks very daunting till now, but you know, you have to get into a discipline. And people plan so much that even they cook beforehand so that they don't need to get up and cook, or they define milestones. Like if you go to NaNoWriMo group, if you write all the 30 days and log it over there, they will give you a certificate and a badge. If you write 5 days in a series, you'll get a new badge which you can flaunt. It's like what do you call, hmm,
Writing
you're just
candle.
monetizing. Yes, and you're just giving yourself some gift, a small gift, or like a bait to do more, right?
Yeah,
And the
and I think
certificate,
above all else, there is this confidence. Ki, I can do it.
right, right.
Every bit of it.
So, what you need to do is take a bottle of water with you so you don't need to get up. Block all the social media from your laptop and phone. Please don't touch your phone for one particular hour when you are writing or whatever session. I usually write for 2 sessions of one hour and I'm done. Sometimes I even log 4,000 or 5,000 words in a day if I write more, and things go haywire sometimes and you can only write 900 words or so. But they do marathons, writing marathons on every Sunday, you know, full day marathon. And every hour there would be one guide for you, guide in the sense one who is going to take the baton of the marathon. They will give you prompt, they will ask you how many words you have written, they will encourage you, they will provoke you, and you can ping them anytime. And amazing, we have got amazing license in India. All four of them are amazing people. And apart from that, there are some other people who, you know, take the responsibility of running a sprint for themselves and their fellow writers. Like in 2018, I used to write at 5 o'clock sharp, 5 to 6 with a doctor. Okay, she has got 2 3 books out by now, and she's not a municipal license, or she's not an appointed NaNoWriMo person who handles people's questions and all. But then she took the responsibility. So like that, on Sundays and on Saturdays, people take responsibility, they come forward, take responsibility, run an hour of sprint or two. And you know, that networking that develops during NaNoWriMo is amazing. You actually write a book and get a family in return. So Basically, you have to have an outline. I don't know, my fingers are not visible in the screen. So outline first. Second is a discipline. You need to plan out when are you writing, and don't get up, don't touch your phone, don't check LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta. If you are into the Facebook group, yes, you have to, or you might. Okay, and try to do a little more on weekends to cover up your lagging words, or to write extra, because probably you're not able to get up early tomorrow to do your session or something. So that way you're definitely going to write 50,000 words.
Yeah. So if I am to summarize Preptober for fiction and non-fiction, so
Yeah,
let's do the fiction one first. For Preptober, what you have to do is firstly you have to have a story idea. So use a paper or use a Word document or an Excel sheet or whatever it is, and develop a story idea. Rough, as Rashmi said, uh, one line was her idea, and that is it essentially. And
right,
after that, based on the story idea, start defining what complex characters you're going to have. Who's going to be the protagonist, who will be the supporting character, who will be the antagonist, who will be the supportive antagonists, all of that, right? So start creating characters and give them a little bit of a background. You don't necessarily have to write about their background, but there has to be a justification for how your characters behave as you write them. Then you start making detailed plots and outlines, in the sense that this is what will, if you know what sequence your idea is going to have, right? So this will happen first, then this, then that, then this, then that, then this. Then if you are building a world, you should have some details about the world that you are building, whether it is an alternative timeline or whether it's an entirely new universe, up to you. If you are building a world, ensure that you know what your world is going to have. Then
right,
penultimately you will have to organize all of this information in some place. So I personally prefer bullet journaling. Rashmi, I know, prefers Excel sheets. It could be anything for you. Okay, so whatever works for you, have one book, have one document, have one whatever, where all of this is mentioned so that you can find where what is easy. And then, lastly, very additional tip is learn how to work well with time. Learn how to manage time properly, because you have few days of October and then 30 days of November. And ideally, you are supposed to have 50,000 words at least at the end of it. Ideally, not compulsory, right?
right.
So,
So I pinged you name of two softwares.
I'll put this on this.
Okay.
There's
So
also
personally, I use Wire. Sorry, please go on, Binti.
no, no, no. Go ahead. We'll address the comments later.
Oh, okay, we have got comments. Okay. So YWriter is a software. It's a free software. That is why I'm promoting it. I am not using any affiliated, I'm not affiliated with it in any way, but it's like 2 years now that I'm using YWriter. Yeah, so that's what I did in 2018 when I had only 4 days to prepare in October. So I searched for a compatible software with me that I can use to write my book. So YWriter is a wonderful software. It is free. The latest version is sixth version, I think, and you can have what all you can have. So you can import and export files into RTF or Word document. You can define your characters completely, complete character sketch over there, even with images. So you know what I did? I For my protagonist, I liked somebody's WhatsApp status. Liked in the sense, I liked this lady's a lady picture was there, a women's picture was there. I know it's really a bad thing to do, but I took a snapshot of that because I was searching for my protagonist. How should she look like? And I never got a perfect picture. And when on somebody's WhatsApp status, I saw a lady, and I said, "This is what I want." I took a screenshot of that, and I'm using it as my inspiration for my protagonist. So uh, that's kind of very, what should I say, it's sneaky, it is very bad thing to do, but then yes, I did that. And so what you can do is you can have your cartoonized version of your characters, add them to the software. Any location you write, let's say your story is happening in Mumbai, so you can define the streets, the colonies, the areas, the nagars, the vadas. I mean, vada is in Pune, sorry. So define them as locations, peculiar objects or particular objects which you are going to use throughout your story. Let's say your protagonist mobile plays a very important role, so you can define the mobile over there. Then you define the chapters. In chapters you have scenes. You can actually have scenes you which you don't want to use, you can mark them as unused, you can mark them as used. And then you can color code your character names, so everything is there. And honestly, how can somebody sell such a good software for free? I really wonder. So try YWriter. uh, Smart Edit is good, but not
I
as
was
good as
talking about
YWriter.
YWriter. I was talking about
Yeah,
YWriter.
YWriter is amazing.
Different. Let me see if I
Can
can
I
share screen.
can I
Hold on.
show you?
Yeah, let me see if, because again I am a technology dumbo. So
Oh, come on.
no,
Okay,
really.
so the version that I have is YWriter 6. So you are sharing the screen?
Yeah, let's see, because I don't really know whether it will allow me. But yeah,
There
let's
are
see.
options to share the screen on the
Yeah,
bottom of your screen.
yeah. Hold on. Uh, there you go. Share, and boom. I think you can see my screen, right? So there you go. That's your YWriter. Is it visible, Rashmi?
Yes, very much.
This is YWriter for you guys. I'm still using the unregistered version, and of course, I'm not showing you my actual novel here, because like then I'll lose my book deal. But here, see, you can organize your projects. Okay, if you're working on multiple projects, it doesn't have to be novels; it can be blogs as well. Then you can add chapter details. You can add, like, you can do so much. Just look at the options they provide you. You can arrange them as you
It even
want.
counts your words. It counts
Correct.
your words by scene. Every scene would count your word, and it has a report generation over there where it will show you your progress, how many words you have logged per day. Okay. It even has, when you actually, can you click on new scene on the
Yeah,
right hand side?
no
On the
scene,
right
right?
hand side, the new scene which you have already created with the letters 31 and all, right? So there will be an option to read aloud feature where you can read it. There are formatting options, there are read aloud, yeah, right. So people like me who actually read out everything aloud using MS Word for editing, you can do that. Then spelling has a dictionary, probably you might not have used it. You need to
Yeah.
link your spellings with dictionary. You need to download the dictionary from YWriter's site, and then you will do a very good spell check over there. So most of the editing part you can do here in itself. You don't really need to go to your preferred software. You can actually do it only in the end. I mean, you can do it in the end. And if you see, if you can go to next one, details, character, location, on the same scene itself.
Okay, okay, good. Details.
So yeah, so
Color.
you can actually define your scene here. What is the goal? What is the conflict? What is the outcome? So something like that you can define in the scene, action or reaction. So is it something happening or something has happened and now you are reacting or your characters are reacting? Plot or subplot. Subplot is like a branch of a plot which is probably not the main story, or is not the story but the main characters, or subplot could be your flashback also. Okay. And then there is a picture, notes, items, all these wonderful things are there. So I totally recommend this software. I don't know how. Scrivener is one very popular software people use for writing books, but Scrivener, I am not sure it is pricey and how much better it is from YWriter. I really don't know, but I am happy with YWriter and I would probably use it for lifelong as long as it is available, and it is available even if they will charge a little bit later. I might not mind to invest that much.
Yeah, couldn't disagree because I started using YWriter after you recommended it as well. Is there anything else you want to show in YWriter, Rashmi?
No, we have everything actually.
You can add
I
quotations and everything as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, once you start using it, you will explore it. So give
Yeah.
1 or 2 days to exploring this software if you really want to log in 50,000 words. Because when you write on MS Word, I don't usually use Google Docs. That's just a preference. But if you use YWriter, you can track your progress and you would know how you are doing. So that way it is really good. You can actually export your manuscript in PDF, RTF format, and plain text. You can import your projects. It takes automatic backup. So you don't need to take a backup. There is no, there is a very little chance of losing your manuscript. you
Yeah.
know there have been incidents where people have cried a lot that their laptop crashed and they lost the manuscript. So I would really say keep mailing yourself those, whatever you do in at the end of the day, whatever you finish, keep mailing it to yourself, or use cloud. I use cloud. I mean, there is a cloud software called box.com, very similar to Dropbox and um, what is that, Microsoft's one cloud or something. So use that. Simple. You would be able to retain your manuscript, or otherwise keep mailing yourself, or keep them. I mean, save them as a draft in your mailbox. Simple. Don't send anywhere. Just save them as drafts. That's all. So that is about NaNoWriMo. So sorry, Vishal asked a question. Don't you feel that writing a blog is a better option? Honestly, Vishal, no. For me, the better option is always to write fiction in NaNoWriMo. It is probably the vibes that we get. But yes, I mean, that's what I said. If you have a project, if you want to do a big project of writing, do it during NaNoWriMo, so that you'll be able to communicate with the like-minded people, and it's completely up to you. I mean, it's your project, whatever you want. But okay, so there are few things to complete 50,000 words which I totally forgot to tell.
And like, hold on, let's just address other thing
Sure.
that he said because like once the social dilemma has come out, people are virtue signaling a lot about social media apps. Like, nobody is forcing you to be on social media. Okay, you are making that choice on your own. At the end of the day, social media apps are tools. How you use the tool is up to you. You open the settings, they allow you options to disable literally everything. Okay, if you're not going to use them, that's not on them. So blaming social media for everything is not the way to go. It's a very effective tool actually. Lot of people have gained a lot via social media, right? And they don't make us mad, they don't restrict our attention. We do that to ourselves. Okay, it's on us, it's not on the apps. I am not available on my phone. Rashmi knows this very well. And
Mhm.
it is a hassle to get me on my phone because I literally don't have my phone on me at any point in time. Again, that's not me virtue signaling. That's me telling you that phone is not the start and the beginning of your life. If you're gonna make your phone and your apps and your smartphones and everything your priority, like that's not on your smartphone. That's a choice you are making as a person.
Should I add one thing?
Go ahead, please.
So for 3 months, for past 3 months, my husband's SIM is not working. So July, August, September, or probably in the end of June, his SIM stopped working. He tried to get a SIM for himself, and then the subscriber is not able to do it, or whatever reason. So ideally, 3 months he is not using his phone. He's not on any social media except WhatsApp, and WhatsApp because of family, video calls and all. So, yes, people still are happy in their world.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
You.
I
I'll
am,
tell you what. I have uninstalled. You know this. I haven't been on WhatsApp for more than 2 months now. Okay, it's family will find a way to contact you. WhatsApp is
they'll
not the
call.
only
Simple. They'll call.
way to talk to people. So yeah, social media apps might be making us mad, they might be restricting our attention, and they might be prohibiting us from doing something creative. But that's not really what social media apps are supposed to do, and that's not what they're designed to do. It is the choices that we are making with the kind of content we consume, with the kind of content we interact with, which makes us mad, which makes us waste our creativity. Because algorithms don't have an agenda. Algorithms will only show you what you want to see. So, a little introspection here would help you a lot, in my opinion. Just putting that out there. Yeah, go ahead.
I think Vishal probably left because I didn't answer his question for quite a long time. So sorry for that, Vishal. Yeah, but okay. So you are on LinkedIn, so probably we would connect. I would connect with you after this session, or maybe tomorrow. So there are few rule of thumbs. Yes, there are few rule of thumbs you should follow to log 50,000 words. First, don't research. Don't research in November. If you want to do any research, do it in October. That is why we are preparing in October. Okay. Now, don't edit. Do not edit. Turn off your grammar and spell checker. Even in MS Word, even in MS Word, there are options. So whenever you are writing anything,
I'm translating what you.
I'm literally every time I open MS Word, my word checker, not word checker, my spell checker and grammar checker would be turned off. Forget about Grammarly or any other tool. But I even so what you need to do is, if you are using Microsoft Word for your writing, um, Alt F and T. Press Alt F and T. You will get word options. Go to proofing. I have posted about it a couple of times on LinkedIn already, but here again. So go to proofing, and in the end, you will see hide spelling errors and hide grammar errors. Just check them. Okay, select the two check boxes, and you would be able to write swiftly without any distraction. No red line, no green line, no blue line, nothing. So nobody is going to distract you. If you're using MS Word, if you're using YWriter, there is no distraction as such in YWriter. So, first step is don't research. And if you fall into the trap of research during NaNoWriMo, during November, do it, take out extra time and do it. Otherwise, 50,000 words are 50,000 words then. And second is don't edit. For editing, stop your grammar checker, error checker, whatever, and preferably use a software, or try to avoid social media, phone and social media. Third is don't delete, don't go backspace. Even if you know you did a blunder somewhere in the scene yesterday. Oh, you wanted your protagonist to have black long hair, but somehow you made it blonde. So it's a mistake, right? Okay, no problem. Write it down somewhere in a notepad or somewhere in an Excel sheet. Write down what do you want to correct, what do you want to research, what do you want to change, what do you want to analyze, what did you miss yesterday or any other day, right? And if you really want to do it in December or January, but don't do it in November. And don't get distracted. Sometimes what happens is you have one story idea, maybe say you want to write a thriller or a mystery or a crime murder, let's say, what do you call, a murder mystery. Okay, so who done it, you want to write a murder mystery. Okay, suddenly after writing for 10 days and you are in the pace, you have written, you have finished your target, suddenly on 11th day you feel, oh my god, I have to write this story. A new idea popped into your mind because there are so many prompts going on in the groups or you are hearing from the people. So, what do you need to do? Write it down in an Excel sheet or somewhere, make a note of the new idea. But don't let that plot bunny, we call it plot bunny, don't let plot bunny distract you. Even
It
if
will
you
take you
think that,
it will take you down
sorry,
a big rabbit hole. A plot bunny will drag you
yeah,
down a
that's why
rabbit.
it is called
No, I know. You explained this to me last year.
this.
That if
There
you
is
will
a
let the
whole,
plot bunny come, you'll go in a hole and coming out of it will waste 2 3 days.
yes, yes, or maybe the whole NaNoWriMo would be over and you are still juggling between two scripts. If you have the courage to work on two scripts, do it. I think I am planning to do that, but I don't know. Okay, but that's why I don't declare right now till now in NaNoWriMo. So NaNoWriMo has a website. You go create an account, choose your geography like India or with wherever you live. You will know who are the municipal license MLs. So MLs are the people who are, who would help you in every stage. You can ping them on Facebook or wherever they are available. People are aware. People run sprints on Twitter also. So I know one Indian municipal liaison. She runs her sprints on Twitter, not on Facebook. So if you're on Twitter,
Discord as well. If you
sorry,
Discord, there is
or yeah,
Discord is
like
like
Slack.
a
Yeah, I know.
exactly.
Yeah, even
So
in Slack you will find groups. Maybe in Insta also. So whatever media, whatever social media you're on, or you can make a group with your friends. Like say Binti doesn't want to join Facebook, so she can make a group of 2 to 3 friends. They can decide from 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 1 o'clock daily. We have to write and we have to update each other. Make an accountability partner. You if you know, if you make your friend or your partner, your sibling, your kid, your accountability partner, they will nudge you every now and then that how much you did, don't do this, do that, I'm watching you. My daughter usually says, Mama, I'm watching you. So if you get an accountability partner, it's really good. So all these are so accountability partner is not really a rule of thumb, but it is like you can do
helps.
something. It helps, right? And what else? When you go to NaNoWriMo's site, you will explore. When you explore it, you'll see there are a lot of things. You can actually declare your project over there, and you can keep a lot of things over there also. So it's
You
a good
want to
site
share
to
something on
explore.
that?
Sorry.
You want to share NaNoWriMo website today or maybe some other live in the future?
Actually, NaNoWriMo site changed recently or maybe last year, and after that I didn't log in because last year I was 100% sure I cannot log 50,000 words. So
Right.
I didn't do that, but anyway, let me try to check how is NaNoWriMo now. I thought I'll do it this after in the coming week.
Right. It's very simple actually. Uh, not much to sort of uh, yeah. I'll just show them the
Yeah,
current screen. Hold on.
so it's an org site. It's not a .com.
Yeah.
And there is a NaNoWriMo publication on Medium. If you follow Medium, if you read things on Medium, I think I closed. So there is a NaNoWriMo site already. I mean a publication already on Medium. You can get lots of information. Just go read for 1 or 2 hours on
See,
a weekend about
this is
NaNoWriMo.
my NaNoWriMo website. Like
Hmm.
this is what it looks like for me. Okay, so it's going to look different for you in the sense that certain things, uh, as you can see, this is how my last year went. I was updating every day and then technology was distracting me, so I stopped updating things. And then Rashmi kind of told me that, "Arey, it will only take 2 minutes. Go and upload your data, go and upload your data," and stuff like that. And then I began uploading my data again. And so here you see the batches stop, but then they suddenly pick up. So these are NaNoWriMo batches that we talked about based on information you log, right? They provide resources. This is what I meant when I say prep, right? So if you open NaNoWriMo prep, you get all these sort of documents. You can download the guide, all of this. You also have a Google Calendar which you can sync with your original Google Calendar. So these are all sort of tools that you could use from the platform, which could help you. It couldn't. It's up to you, right? You've got authors who motivate you as well. Just open the website nanorimo.org. I'll put it up on the screen again. And just, just ensure that if you know that you're struggling, reach out. You reach out to someone and whatnot.
So there
What
are buddies actually. You can make buddies when you log in. You will see you can create project and you can make buddies. So if you know somebody who is doing a NaNoWriMo, like if you want to reach out
found
to me,
buddies?
search for Rashmi Agrawal. Yeah, search for my name and you will find it. Or maybe ask my user ID and then find it. Okay, and then okay, so Rashmi narrates, Narrates. Rashmi is without space narrates, without space.
I thought we buddied. I think we buddied. I don't recall.
Right, right. We did already. So I think there is some problem here. Uh, am I logged out or what? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
maybe.
so you can make buddies here.
You can just find people uh, based on their usernames or whatever, right? So that's me. I don't know who that is, but yeah, you can do these things on the website itself. And that way you could have, if you don't already have an accountability partner, you can find an accountability partner online, right? I'm not even kidding. Reddit is where I found an amazing writing community like 3 years back. And you think that Reddit is only for memes and taking people down? No, that's not what Reddit is only there for. It's just up to you how you use the platform. Similarly, I haven't really found a buddy via NaNoWriMo, but I think this year I'll try. So find a buddy here, right? If you use Kobo, which is an ebook reader, you can grab these copies. They provide you all the tools that you need to not have "I don't have an idea" or I am blocked creatively as an excuse, right? So just open the website and explore it. Is there anything else you'd like to show us, Rashmi?
No, actually, I leave it to you. I mean, to the people to explore NaNoWriMo, because honestly, I didn't explore NaNoWriMo website as such. On the first year, I
Same here.
added some buddies. Yeah, I added some buddies and I updated my project. So after that, I didn't do much over there. Yeah, first year I logged 64,000. Oh, I thought 62,000, but I logged 64,000. Last year I did 32,000, but I deleted a lot of words from my manuscript also last year. So actually, last year is a lost year for me. So I'm not counting that. But yeah,
So just
NaNoWriMo
explore the
site,
website
use
and
it as a tool to log your words. That's it. So that you can, in the end of 30 days, you can get a certificate of 50,000 words, which you can flaunt. That's it. That is all. You should ideally use it. Otherwise, you should
this is the
focus
best.
more on writing.
This is the best tool, I think, that lets you see that, you know, I wrote, I didn't write, I wrote, I didn't write, I wrote a lot. Basically, it shows you progress and such, right? So it also shows you the jumpies. So I had great creativity here. I didn't have much creativity here. So essentially, you could also, if you are into journaling, I am. Journaling gives you an insight. Like journaling takes out the concept of lying from the equation entirely, because you can see numbers and details on the page that tell you that no, you did not write 2000 words. You actually write 1880 words per day. You know, so essentially, these tools would help you understand yourself as a writer. I feel. Again, up to you how you use it, how you want to use it. But yeah, just as Rashmi says, open the NaNoWriMo website, log in, and explore it. I also didn't explore it as much. I just looked at the stat tool a lot and I just buddied with Rashmi, and that's all I did. But this year, I think I'm going to do the exploration because I'm doing Practober, which is something I didn't do last year. So, yeah, explore the website and I'll stop sharing the screen now.
Yep, I don't have anything to add right now, but there are a lot of things you can do in NaNoWriMo. So yeah, and there is one more thing I would say. Don't run after a genre right now. Like I want to establish myself as a science fiction writer, or I want to only write horror books. Don't do that if you are a first timer. Whatever story comes into your mind, do that, because when I first started, it actually started as a women fiction. Uh, Somehow, but then slowly it developed into a mystery thriller. It's actually a psychological thriller. And then I thought, no, I want to write sci-fi. This is not something I want to write. But then, you know as they say, for fiction writers, you don't actually sometimes decide your genre chooses you. Just like you don't decide your wand, you don't pick your wand, a wand picks a wizard, right? So don't chase genres right now. Whatever comes to your mind, do it. By the end of 30 days, I'm sure you would be able to do something which you feel like it's a good work. Okay. And another thing is, you have next year, if you really want to establish yourself in a particular genre, try something and then only you'll know. Because when I started, I really thought I'll do only sci-fi, but sci-fi never happened. What happens is either supernatural something, or mostly mystery and thrillers. Okay, and no genre is easy, trust me. People, if you think romance is easy, it's not. And whatever you are planning to write about, do a little bit of study in October. And NaNoWriMo is only about writing, not about um, chiseling your craft. It's not that you will learn something during NaNoWriMo. I mean, you don't have time. Honestly, you don't get time. If you start investing time in learning the craft, then you would not be able to write. So learn the craft now. You still have 20 days. Read, read for 1 hour every day if you have time, or at least half an hour. How to define characters? I'll tell you. So we thought this session will go only for 1 hour. That's what I thought. What would I talk about? But then we have like 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I still have something to add. So go to Reedsy, Reedsy, reedsy.com. That's a
Okay.
very good site. And otherwise, go to Writers Helping Writers. Writer Helping Writers is like amazing website, amazing. You search for anything, you'll get it. Then there is Janice Hardy. Janice Hardy has a very good course on Udemy. Okay, it's hardly 400, 500 bucks, and 4 5 hours, so probably 10 hours. That's it. Okay, and you can do that. And website is something that I follow. Jerry Jenkins has very good resources on fiction writing. His editing PDF is amazing. It's just 3 pages long, which he says that print it out and put it in your wall whenever you are editing, or wherever you are editing. Just keep it in front of you. I do that many times. Okay,
Okay.
so But editing is not something you need to learn right now. First, you have to finish your manuscript. So, learn about the main things that you should learn about is how to convert a small idea or a premise into a plot. Premise is one line. I need to write about, let's say, I need to write about Naga sadhus of this thing, Kumbh Mela. Okay, that's a premise. Now you have to develop a story out of it. That's an idea, premise. You have to develop a story out of it. And then you have to develop a plot. A story, there is a difference between story and plot. Now I leave it to you to understand the difference. Okay. Now
So yeah, I
about
was just showing,
how
while
your
you were talking, I was just showing the websites that
yeah,
you mentioned.
yeah, yeah. So Jerry Jenkins, amazing website. And Janice Hardy is another. I don't remember her website, but I get her mails, so I read them. Writers helping writers is like a Bible for me at least. Okay, it has got wonderful articles and what they publish. I mean, how much they publish. They publish how many write articles a day. I don't know, and it has got everything for everybody. This is, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Writer Digest, but Writer Helping Writer is also good. It's very good. What I was talking about is Writer's Digest. Writer's Digest is amazing. Okay, and yeah, so Writers Helping Writer is really good. They publish so many ebooks on Amazon only to help writers, like characterization, emotions, dialogues. Learn how to write dialogues. Okay, there is a very good tip I read somewhere last year. If you want to log 50,000 words fast, write dialogues. If you have a scene where you have lots of dialogues, write dialogues first. Okay, just write down all the dialogues of your scene and then start filling with dialogue tags and narratives. You would see how quickly you would be able to write your scene.
Yeah, they've got a lot of articles helping NaNoWriMo. They're giving checklists and they're giving
Yeah,
how to do
don't get
blogs.
lost in so many things, but then do the basic research of how to define a character. Just make an Excel sheet of character. If anybody wants to get an outline in Excel, I mean get a template of outline in Excel, you can ping me. Actually, I'm not expert, but I am using this outline for like 2 years now. I prepared this outline last year and I refined it this year. uh, so it has like what should you do for your characters, locations, outline, so all that. But again, you can do it yourself. It's
Should I
not a big
open?
deal.
Should I open the outline?
Yeah, do that.
She has, as I said, she's so helpful. She gave the outline with me.
She just exaggerates, nothing else.
Please come on. See, if you actually talk to people on LinkedIn, they're so miserly by about sharing information. Especially information which is compiled by them. So yes, this is the outline that she shared. So take it from here. Oh, I think your character descriptions are mentioned here.
This is actually a very basic character description. There is a lot to it. Um, on Writers Helping Writers, you will find a 30-day character description blog post. It has 30 days course in the sense 15 minutes, 5 minutes blog post for each day where they will tell you how you can define your characters in 30 days. It's a wonderful one. That's what I said. I did, I sketched my protagonist according to that character sketch in June this year properly. I sketched one of the antagonist, two, three antagonists, but the hero, not heroes, I mean, the husband of the girl, the husband of my protagonist, I couldn't define him as such. It was very difficult. It's a difficult character for me. So that's why where I'm stuck. So this is a basic character sheet, and you will find so much of resources on pro writing aid. Again, Pro Writing Aid, I'm a big fan of Pro Writing Aid, but I am not affiliated with it. You will find lots of ebooks on Pro Writing Aid, on plots, dialogues, characters, like that. You'll find such resources at lots of places, but then figure out what is good, because there is a sea of information, and if you start getting you start digging deep, you will be lost. So it's better you figure out what is good and what works for you.
Yeah.
So that's why I said Writer Digest is one place, Jerry Jenkins is one place, and then I need to find out that Janice Hardy, one second. There is something called Fiction University also. It's very good.
Yeah, it's Janice Hardy's blog.
Yeah,
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not getting it.
Is this it?
Yeah,
Foundation.
Fiction University, right? I think her blog is Fiction University.
Yeah, that's it. It says Janice Hardy's Fiction University. Take your writing to the next level.
Yes. Let me figure out that Udemy course, because honestly, that Udemy course is something I would suggest new writers to definitely go through.
Let's see. Online resources, probably she has it. Oh, see, she's teaching you how to do query letters and everything. This is great. This
This
is
will be there everywhere. Query letters and the blurb,
proper
how to write
queries.
blurb, how to write query letters, how to write prelogue, epilogue, all these things would be there.
Hmm.
Okay, so there is, okay, sorry, it's not Janice Hardy. The course is run by Jessica Broody. Jessica Broody's course name is The Foundation of Fiction, in brackets, Writing Mastery. It is for 490 rupees. Wow, it's just for 490 rupees. So it is actually a very good course. Let me give you the link, Binti, so that you can, show them.
Yeah. It's open in the screen. Check. Is this it? The foundation of
Yes,
writing
yes,
mastery.
exactly. Anyway, I pinged you already. So this
Okay.
is one very good course. And they don't just tell you, there would be two women. They don't just tell you what to do, but they will explain with examples from classic books, Ulysses, Odyssey. They'll give you examples of Homer, they'll give you examples of um, Jane Eyre, then Jane Austen. They'll give you very good examples which you can relate, because they use mostly, I think, classic novels, because many people have read them.
Yeah. That's actually a good idea, and that could be an inspiration for you to read Homer or Odyssey
That's why
if you haven't really
that's
read it
why
yet.
people that's why many courses or many webinars will have examples of Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, right?
Hmm.
Because you cannot, I mean, there are very thin chances people haven't read them.
Right.
I think that is all. Whatever I knew, I told.
There
there
is this
there
other
might
thing
be
that
new learnings.
you should kind of check out, which is Aristotle's Poetics. This is
Okay.
again, I'm not a fiction writer, but the writing advice you get in poetics, it is difficult to read. Okay, I get it. It's very lengthy and it is, uh, it is tough to go through. But
Hmm.
if you want to do like, the kind of writing that touches, if you want to write like Aristotle, Aristotle, for all that's said and done, is a legend for a reason. So if you
And
haven't,
there is a very famous anecdote about Aristotle and Plato.
hmm,
I might be wrong somewhere. I mean, I cannot narrate it properly in my own words because I read it long back. But Plato said, "Why do you want to write? I mean, if you write, it's like what we call plagiarism now. He called it that way earlier. I mean, why do you want to write?" Plato said to Aristotle. I think Plato was his guru. His Aristotle was his disciple, and then Aristotle said that if you want people to remember good things, you have to write, and that is how he started writing. There is a very good this is a very good anecdote. You can search about it and read it somewhere, and then ultimately Plato proved to be wrong, right? Because that is why we are here. We are writing.
Yeah, of course, and that is the entire Western school of thought. Plato says something, Aristotle says no, ऐसा नहीं ऐसा. But Socrates comes and says no, ऐसा नहीं ऐसा. And instead of yapping at each other and fighting, they're actually discussing things till it becomes a better idea, until it creates a new school of thought. That is why you need like good writing communities and good accountability partners, not just people who blindly say, Arey, you're awesome, but people who actually critically appreciate the work that you're doing, which is this is wrong, this looks like fan fiction, or here the English is very bad, make it proper, etc. etc. So, yeah, you need people who will hold you accountable and who will kind of inspire you instead of swatting you down by giving you suggestions. Instead of this, try this, or this is what you said, it's well and good, this is what you can also say instead, and have like a conversation around these things. And that is why, accountability buddy plus preptober I think would work, because I can talk to certain people, like I have Rashmi, I have Mel, I have Anna, and I have Sudeshna. I can talk to them, and I know for a fact that they're honestly going to say, "Oh, that sounds crazy," or "Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more." So find people of that sort. Again, out of the people I mentioned, two people I found online. Okay, even Sudeshna, for that instance, we have never really met, but we are Indians, and we met via LinkedIn. Same with Rashmi. So online tools are tools. How you use them is up to you. So network with people properly. Use these tools. You've got Read C, you've got Writer's Digest, you've got Jerry Jenkins writing tools, you've got Fiction Writing University, which is Dennis Hardy's blog, you've got a Udemy course which is available at 490 bucks at this point in time, called The Foundations of Fiction Writing Mastery. And you can, if you are into reading heavy nonfiction, check out Aristotle's Poetics, which is like a master guide, so to speak. So these are the resources I feel you could check out, uh, if you
But
really want to go on
but
with
do
it.
check out in only October, not in November. November is only for writing. So even if you don't, if even if you think that you don't have the craft in you or you are not very good at writing, still write, because um, I really don't think Jane Austen had a resource in hand. We have so many things in hand right now. Jane Austen didn't have, Homer didn't have, Ulysses, Homer didn't have people who have written classics. I mean, classics are now, they are classics now. But once upon a time, they were new writers, right? So start writing, then you will know what you cannot write. For for me, I started feeling that I show a lot and I stopped telling at all. So there should be points where you should actually tell also, and don't show also. Okay, and there are certain specifics for every genre. Like for there would be guiding rules for, I wouldn't say guiding rules, but there would be do's and don'ts for romance genre. There would be do's and don'ts for thrillers. There would be some do's and don'ts for fantasy. So if you have time, do it now. Read them now, because you still have 3 weeks in October. 3 weeks in October. I mean 20 days. So that counts, right? 20 days are very good to start learning something new. And again, you cannot learn any sort of writing just in 20 days. It's like you'll be only touching the surface of the sea. Okay, but don't do any research or any learning activity in November if you don't have time. Otherwise, it will hamper you to log 50,000 words. So your focus should be on 50,000 words. Whatever you write, however you do it, just do it. That's all from my side. 2 hours.
Yeah,
Baapre.
yeah, yeah. I see. This is what no. When you have something to talk about, words come nahi padte. You struggle
Right.
with words only when you don't have something to say. That's when all the let me check my phone, all that begins. You have something to
Are you
say.
listening me? Are you listening to me? Am I audible? Let me get back to you on this. Shall we discuss this offline? Oh my god, those corporate jargons, I'm done with those.
Yeah, me too. I've
Okay,
totally checked out of technology, as I told you a while back. But yeah, I think we're done with Preptober for I think this one. If anyone needs any NaNoWriMo guidance, you could ask Rashmi. Uh, find her LinkedIn profile. It's linked to my LinkedIn stories. You just need to click on it and it will take you to Rashmi's profile. And I'll also link her in the comments of this video so you can find her easily and check out the resources, specifically nanorimo.com. Start networking with people properly, not don't demand help, ask for help, please. This is something I do. I can't believe I have to say this, but be polite when you approach people, specifically when you're the one going to ask, who's going to ask for help. Uh, and that's it. If you guys want to do NaNoWriMo, contact Rashmi. She'll be able to help you well. And if you don't want to write a novel, you can also write like a lot of blogs instead. Up to you. Focus is, as Rashmi said, write 50,000 words in 30 days at least.
that's actually the target of NaNoWriMo. But for the blogs or an anthology, you can have your own target. I mean, see, for a novel, a fiction or a non-fiction, 50,000 is where a novel starts. That would be a short novel, 50,000 words. That's why they say 50,000 words. But ideally, if you write 90,000 words, consider 20%, 15 to 20% you have to cut from your novel while editing, because there would be some scenes which would be repeated, which would be useless. There would be some scenes which are not useless, but they wouldn't fit into your plot. Or in non-fiction there might be some redundancy, or there is some concept which you don't want to use anymore, right? So for an anthology or a blog collection, you probably don't need to restrict yourself to 50,000 words. So targeting 30,000 words is also okay. The only thing is you won't get a certificate in NaNoWriMo website, and nobody is going to check how many words you are right. You can, people cheat. I know people have cheated, they do, but it's your project. I mean, you are doing it for yourself, not to show off somebody. So do it how you want it. That's all.
Yeah. So I think we should wrap this one up, right?
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Yeah,
Enough.
yeah.
Yeah, bye guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us and